we're going to, I guess we'll keep this short and sweet. You know what that means for me. Yeah, that's what we do. And if everybody takes a deep breath and you let it out, then it's going to fill the room with more hot air. I don't know if that's a good idea. That's a joke. Sorry. But yes, did you have a stressful week? We had a kind of wonderful week. Oh, my sister and her kids were in town, and we had a wonderful time, but she left yesterday, so that part's stressful. Yeah, but it kind of doesn't matter. The world is a little stressful right now, and the week is stressful. I mean, just having to wake up every morning at a specific time is stressful, and now it's Shabbat. We don't have to worry about that at all. We get to start Shabbat early, and it's trying to stress us by not having any air conditioning in here, but we can't get stressed by that because we're going to take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. We're going to try again. Let it out slowly. I didn't expect not to have air conditioning, and the jacket that I threw on was warmer than this, so I'm going to wear. Yeah, it's not a good idea. I will stress this. I will be fine. It'll encourage me to make a really quick service. So I want to remind you guidelines about Shabbat. The guideline is that Shabbat is supposed to start when the sun goes down. And we have the potential of deciding when Shabbat starts. Ideally, we have the potential of making it start early. We're not supposed to make it start late. But I think that whenever you're ready for Shabbat, start it, because we deserve a Shabbat. I'm just saying. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel called Shabbat an island in time. Not a place, but it's as if we have our own little island now, and it's in time. A little vacation in time. And I like that idea. So we are on a vacation. There are a few ways of looking at Shabbat. In the mystical tradition, we looked at Shabbat as being a wedding. And sometimes we sing about that. We did last week. Last week was a little bit fun. I'm making sure my phone is off. Sorry. Phone is turned off. No stress. But it's an island in time. It's our own little mini vacation once a week. So we're going to try to make it a quick mini vacation. There was one time that I promised I was making it quick, and I wound up making it longer than normal. That doesn't happen very often, but we're going to try this. So as you know, we have 3 different Friday evening services. As you know, service 3 is kind of the shortest one. So I guess we do service 3. But let's just take the core parts of the service from service 3. The Hebrew is the same. The order of the service is the same. It's all essentially the same core service. So on page 82, we welcome Shabbat by lighting Shabbat lights. I'm going to tell you that even if Jana is successful and figures out how to turn on that thing, it's 78 degrees in here already. And it's going to take like 4 hours just for the temperature to go down. It what? It doesn't feel hot. So see, we're doing fine. Shabbat, we're on our own little island. We already said that. So page 82 has the blessing for the candles. I want to remind you it's an awesome blessing because it says not only that God made us holy by giving us commandments, that we appreciate being part of an us. Baruch atah Adonai, praised are you Adonai. And then we say Eloheinu, that means our God. We acknowledge that we're part of something bigger than us. So page 82, we rise, and in the summer everybody is part of who makes this Shabbat experience. If we were all at your house tonight, then we would all be standing around the candles together. And I don't know how you do it in your house, but hopefully everybody participates. So we're going to start off with a participation. At the bottom of 82, the blessing. Do you need the English? We just did the English. That God makes us holy by giving us commandments and commands us about lighting Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And I say a little prayer usually. It's good to be Shabbat. And then you say, oh, look at those candles. It's Shabbat candles. And it's like one of these moments. And then we turn to pages 167 and 166. And you know, the blessing that we say is not a blessing over wine. And I don't mean because we don't have wine in here, we have grape juice in here. It is not over the stuff. The blessing is over Shabbat. So I want you to look carefully at the blessing that we say. The first blessing we say is one over what's in this glass. We say, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei pari hagafen. But then we go on our journey, an island in time, and we say together, we praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You call us to holiness with the mitzvah of Shabbat, the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative work and of our liberation from Egyptian bondage, our day of days. On Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat. L'chaim. So did you see what we did there? We're reminded of creation. We're reminded of liberation. You have to say Shabbat Shalom to someone you came in with and someone you didn't come in with. Is there anybody in this room you don't know? Please make sure that person you get to. Anyone you don't know, everyone has to make an effort to say Shabbat Shalom to someone you don't know. Say Shabbat Shalom to someone you don't know. There's someone here you haven't seen before. That person needs to hear it from you. Shabbat Shalom. Did everybody get a Shabbat Shalom? Did you get one? Shabbat Shalom. Did you get everybody know everybody knows everybody in this room? I love that about us. Page, we're going to go back. And we are going to sing for a second. We're going to welcome the angels because maybe the wings from the angels will cool us down too. See what I did there? Page 84. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Y'all come in peace, it says. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It says, bless us. Baruchuni l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzidchem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We've welcomed our angels. They're here with you. They're keeping us cool. Sorry? And they're flapping their wings and keeping us cool. That's their purpose. I want you to notice that on your right hand is Michael, which means who is like God, Michael. On our left hand is Gavriel, which means my strength is God. In front of us is Uriel, which means my light is God. And behind us is Raphael, which means my healing is from God. They're with us all the time. And above us, Pachiing our Kepi, you know what that means, right? Pachiing our Kepi is the Shekhinah, the Spirit of God. That's who we just welcomed here. And that was supposed to be an introduction, making us get in the mood to pray. But at the bottom of page 85, we have a Kaddish. And pretty soon, I'm going to teach you a new lesson I learned about the Kaddish. I don't think I'm going to get to do that today. But it's a very awesome thing. We usually think of the Kaddish, because it means sanctification, as something that shows how holy God is. And so that is true. But this was a very different thing. And I can't show it to you here because this is one of the few things in our book that they left out the translation for it in the body of the book. So we're just going to have to do the Aramaic and pretend we know what we're saying. We're saying only good things. Yitgadal v'yitkadash merabah. Be'alma divrach chirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon, uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala, ba'agala, uvizmahan kariv, v'yimeru, amen. Yehesh merabah mevarach, la'alam ol almaya, yitbarach, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpahar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha brichu le'elamin kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da mihiran be'alma v'yimeru. Amen. The call to worship on page 86. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach. And you say, Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. That's me calling y'all to worship. I say, y'all praise God who deserves to be praised. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach. And you all answer, Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Praise be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. And then I want you to think in your minds right now something about creation. Think about creation. And I want you to think about the evening part of creation. And then we say, Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. God makes the evening. And then we go to the bottom of page 87. When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when, to the last full measure of selfless devotion, we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, then your goodness enters our lives, and we can begin to change the world. Then you live within our hearts, and we, through righteousness, behold your presence. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malachuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Everyone may be seated except for the people who may have a bar mitzvah next week. Anybody here turning 13 next week? What? We do. Rabbi Max. Everybody say bless you to Max. I wonder who that could be. Who has a bar mitzvah next week? Who is turning 13 next week? How cool is it that their birthday is also the same day as a Shabbat thing? You ready? You know how to do this. Who gets to start that? Page 88. Who gets to start?
Oh, wait, yeah. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shimantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'vetecha uvalechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'komecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'yaminecha u'chatavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha Leman tizkiru v'asitem et kol mitzotai v'hitem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem. Of course. Wait, you may need this too. So you're going to see that next Saturday is going to be a really fast service. Could you tell? It's going to be fast. Now, I am so glad that Teddy is here today because she is the one who requested that we always do this next prayer in English too. Most of our prayers we only do once. Very few prayers we do in Hebrew and in English. And Teddy said, we love doing this one in English too. So at the bottom of page 88, please say this
so that Teddy gets this out of her system. You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words, which I command you this day, upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God. And the operative words here are led you out of Egypt. Do you remember what that was like? When we got led out of Egypt? And then what happened? We hit that sea, and we thought we were never going to make it across. And then the soldiers started coming, and we were very, very trapped. But God redeemed us. That's the paragraph we just skipped. And we go directly to page 91. And we sing the song that we sang when we made it across the sea. We sang, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. V'ne'emar, and it has been said, the Eternal One delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. The next prayer is one that talks about something that happens at night. We get worried at night. We get scared at night. We feel more intimidated at night when it gets dark outside. It does get cooler, though, at night, so it doesn't scare us that much. But it asks us, God, to give us peace at night and let us wake up renewed and refreshed. We give thanks for the night and its rest and the promise of peace for all the world. And I want you to join with me in the middle of page 92 in the English. The people of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, observing the Sabbath in every generation as a covenant for all time. It is a sign forever between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days the Eternal One made heaven and earth, but on the seventh day God rested and was refreshed. Vayinafash, and was refreshed. It comes from the word for nefesh. It's one of the words for soul. So at this point, we get to the core part of the service. I invite you, if it's comfortable for you, to please rise on page 93. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, V'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, V'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibur v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Chaste Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. God of all generations, of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, of Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rachel, be praised. Your wondrous creative power fills heaven and earth. God of life and death, be praised. Through us send help to the falling, healing to the sick, freedom to the captive. Confirm your faithfulness to those who sleep in the dust. Awesome and holy God, be praised. With acts of love and truth we hallow your name. As it is said, be holy, for I, your eternal God, am holy. God of times and seasons, be praised. Enable us through Sabbath rest to explore and learn and impart the meanings of your Torah. Make our hearts ready to serve you this day and all days. God, who answers prayer, be praised. May we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God. Source of life and its wonders, be praised. You are the miracle within all we behold. You are goodness, you are compassion. We give thanks to you forever, and we read the prayer of peace together in English. God of peace, of justice, and of love, be praised. Inspire us to banish forever hatred, war, and bloodshed. Help us to establish forever one human family united in peace. God of peace, bless us with peace. We take a moment of silent prayer. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, be acceptable to you. Adonai, my God, my rock and my redeemer, Adonai, my rock and redeemer. Our prayers and our hearts turn to those who are ill or recuperating as we turn to the inside back cover of our prayer books. And I turn the microphone off as we read off a list of names. That's not working. Yeah, it is. For all these names, for the names we choose not to say out loud, but hold in our hearts, we read together on the inside back cover of the prayer book. Oh God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. Excuse me. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. And we add, Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu, may the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we have entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this land, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they've been called to serve. May they return home safely. And let us say, Amen. We're in an island here, the island of time. There's so much that's been going on in the news and in the world right now that's stressful, that I feel an obligation to talk about, but I can't when I'm on this island of time right now. I'd like to talk to you about it sometime. How do we feel about this? What do we do about it? I'll give you hints. Do you have any idea how many rockets hit Israel in the middle of the night this week alone, coming from the Gaza Strip? Any idea? It was a lot. And it's always in the middle of the night. And so kids and grown-ups all have to run to their bomb shelters. And if you remember from a few years ago, they've got somewhere between 10 and 12 seconds to make it to a bomb shelter. And it hit in this time. There were places where it hit kindergartens and things like that. We'll talk about that. I'm sad you don't hear about that in the news. We hear about other things. But I wanted to ask you a question. And you don't have to answer me ever about this. As a matter of fact, it may not be an answer that you ever say out loud. Someone posed this question to me today. Think about what is the most pivotal moment in your life. What was the most pivotal moment in your life? And sometimes it's not exactly what you think it was. So you may say, marrying my love, my soulmate. But maybe the wedding is not the pivotal moment. Maybe the first moment that you saw each other was the pivotal moment. Or having a child. But maybe having the child wasn't the pivotal moment. Maybe 20-something years later, when a crisis happened and things worked out in a way that you loved or in a way you didn't love. Maybe that was a pivotal moment. I want you to think about it because, I know it's going to make everybody go, oh, but to some extent that's a little bit what the Torah portion, ready? Oh, no. We can't help but think about Torah in our lives. I hope that you're always thinking about that as a guiding light. But if you were like me when I was growing up, I wasn't reading the Torah. I did not know all the details. All I had was the coloring book version, and boy, is that not the Torah. But let me tell you, in this week's Torah portion, a lot of things happen. There's a red heifer. There's this really cool thing where serpents are killing the children of Israel, and God says, you know what's the antidote to that? Build a snake. Did you know that story? Come tomorrow. That's my commercial. Come tomorrow. We'll talk about that maybe. But one of the things that happens is that Aaron dies. And Miriam dies. First Miriam dies, and then Aaron dies, and then Moses finds out that he's going to die, and none of them get to go into the promised land. These people who are the most important leaders that we had for the whole time that we're in the wilderness, they die. They don't get to go into the promised land. We learn about why we mourn for 30 days, because they did. But there is interesting things about those pivotal moments. One of Aaron's most pivotal moments was the golden calf. That's one of our most embarrassing moments ever. But that's not why he doesn't get to go into the promised land. The reason why he didn't get to go into the promised land is that when everybody was thirsty and God said, I'll give them water, talk to the rock. Moses and Aaron get up in front of everybody, and instead of saying, please notice that God can make water come from a rock to give you water when you are thirsty, they said, you rebellious bums, or something like that. And they smashed the rock twice, and that was what got them, what looks like, punished into not being able to get into the promised land. So I don't know if Aaron thinks that the pivotal moment for him was when he had a baby brother who turns into Moses, or when it was Moses and he gets to help him the first time talk to Pharaoh, if that was his pivotal moment, whether it was when he gets to make peace between people, when his sons died. I don't know what his pivotal moment was, and we may never know. But this was a moment that we get to see, that he did something and there are going to be consequences for that. Moses did a lot of things in his life, and some were good and some were bad. I don't feel like this was the worst thing, but this was the moment that kept him from getting into the promised land. I have a list here that has a whole bunch of wonderful ways that some of the biblical characters turn into pivotal role models for us. It's a very effective list. It just did its wonders. So after having said that, it served its purpose. I would be happy to share that with you later. But I don't want to do that because you've already sat through enough. I'd like you to not have to sit through more of this temperature. So think about what's your most pivotal moment. And think about if it's still ahead of you. Mr. President, you have a pivotal moment coming up where you get to tell us what's going on for the first weeks of the summer. And if you need to, you could use all of these names and it'll help you too.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This Sunday from 1 to 4, Agudath Hakim will have a Save the Kitchen fundraiser with good food, music, and special guests. Rabbi Jana will lead discussions about ethical dilemmas from a Jewish perspective this coming Wednesday at the Oaks from 2 to 3 p.m. That's June 27th. Please make reservations so the guard will have your name. Ben and Luke Muslow will lead the service and be called to Torah as B'nai Mitzvah at the Shabbat morning service that will begin 10:30 a.m. next Saturday, June 30th, with a luncheon hosted by the family following the service. There will be no Torah study that morning. First Tuesday in July is Together Tuesday. Meet with Rabbi Jana starting at 6 p.m. under the Texas Street Bridge for an opportunity to be with people from a variety of backgrounds. The first Friday of July is Simcha Shabbat, where we will celebrate and honor everyone with birthdays and anniversaries in July. Donations were made to B'nai Zion for the public flowers in honor of the 45th anniversary of Susie and Artis Robinson, in loving memory of Henry Clark and Fritz Glazer by Harriet Glazer, in loving memory of Ansel Harris by Ansel Harris Jr., in loving memory of Woody Levin by Lynn and Bear Rambach, in loving memory of Louis Lobel from Dorothy and Bernard Lobel, in loving memory of Oscar Manasseh by Ruth Lewis and family, in loving memory of Maurice Scheinberg by Mimi Miriam, and in loving memory of Sandra Barron Wiener by Michelle and Jack Wiener.
Thank you. Thank you. One of the commentaries talked about how this Torah portion seems to have a lot to do with death, and for some reason, our Yortzeit list is especially long today, and I don't know that there's a connection, but I see connections in many things. I'm going to invite anyone who's about to turn 13 next week to come up and help me by opening up the Ark. Everyone else is going to turn to page 148. How did you guess that's who it was I meant? Page 148, please rise as the Ark is open. Go, go, go. Go, go. There are no snakes in that closet that I know of.
How could we guess that
How could you guess? Aleinu l'shabech la'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoy haratzot, v'lo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu koreim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech Malachi Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu. And on the facing page we sing V'nemar V'haya Adonai L'melech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad U'shemo U'shemo echad. When the Ark is closed, you may be seated. You guys are good at that. Thank you. Have you taken a good look at those Torah scrolls, the covers and the breastplates? There's some really cool stuff on those things. I am sad to tell you that we have lost 13 in our military this year. I am sad to tell you that we've lost 73 police officers this year. We've had many weeks during the year where we've lost no new military officers. I don't think we've had any weeks where we have not lost police officers. We have lost 8 canine officers this year. And we've also, I don't think, had a week where we haven't lost firefighters. We've lost 45 firefighters this year. May their memories be a blessing. May their families be consoled. May we be forever grateful that people are willing to run into dangerous situations to keep us safe. We continue on page 151. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. I would like you to take a moment, instead of reading these things. We talked about pivotal moments. I want you to think about pivotal people in your life. Hopefully they're people that you remember with a smile, but not everyone is. But I want you to think of pivotal people in your life who are no longer with us. Take a moment for that, please. We continue on page 153. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. In the past 30 days, we remember Lionel Eltis and Dorothy Cohen Chafflin. And we remember those congregants' parents who died within the past year. We remember Stephen Muslow, Janet Pachter Stewart, Henry Elaine Dreyfus, Flo Selber, Gloria Meyer, and Richard Stewart. And remember those who died at this season in years past as we take them into our hearts with our own. Those for whom we're observing Yortzites this week in our congregation include Helen S. Atlas, Warner E. Berg, Sadie Blumberg, Henry Clark, Dora W. Fain, Fritz Glazer, Dick Guggenheim, Ansel Harris, Lee Hertzberg Jr., Rosa Sauer Katzenstein, Louis E. Kern, Ruth Vedlitz Krause, Thomas Langford, Leah Labo, Woody Levin, Etta Levy, Louis Lobel, Yetta Lieber Marcus, Dorn Morris, Morris Rubin, Maurice Scheinberg, Sig Spitzer, Joseph Paul Stewart, Donald Paul Weiss, Sandra Baron Wiener, and Friedler J. Zuzak. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise as together we praise your name. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154, and I want you to note the translation on 155 as well. I want you to start thinking about this not just as a way of thanking God for those people who were in our lives, but sometimes we're angry when people die, and I want you to think about the fact that this is the God that we want God to be when you look at the translation. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yom echon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shalamei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. I'm sorry. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha v'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama Rabbah min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, kol hamim v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. You may be seated. Guess who gets to come back up again? What? I'm picking on them this week because we're running out of weeks for me to be able to pick on them about. Because by the time they're adults, then it's not so easy for me to whoop. Ha, okay, I could do that. Nice call. Did you hear what he just said? That was a pivotal moment for me right there. Come here. He said start making the age limit be 18 where he could come and they could do this. Hold this, guys. Come here. Oh, guess what? Giggle. Ready? What do you got? Hamotzi lechem. Hold on.
Haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tzei avot.
I'll get the platter now. I'll take this. You guys
need it.
break it. Take a half. Take a half. Yeah, it's for you. Share with other people. Or not. We've got more. Go ahead, share. So one of my pivotal moments was the day that I came back from being ordained and got to be your rabbi. That was one of my pivotal moments, something I dreamed of. That happened almost 11 years ago today. It happened in this month, towards the end of this week. So know that you are some of the most important people in my life. Please rise for the closing benediction. Even without air conditioning. We've had a lot of no air conditioning days in those years. We can fix that. Remember the day that I came back, the first Shabbat? The eternal light went out. That was freaky. I don't know which is worse. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'choneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you. Be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be looking up at you. And may God grant you peace. Shabbat shalom. En kelohenu. En kadonenu, en kemalkenu, en kemoshienu, michelohenu, michadonenu, michemalkenu, michemoshienu. Nodel Elohenu, nodel Adonenu, nodel Malkenu, nodel Moshienu. Yeah, we got it. Shabbat shalom, everybody.